Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology Vlogmas for the 20th. As you can see up here on the right, we've got a random Santa Claus in the back of a pickup truck that has lights on it. I'm not sure why or what's happening. It's not supposed to be a parade. The parades are done. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I think that's an unauthorized Santa, but bizarre. Anyway, we're downtown Denver because I'm taking you on a very crowded and busy Friday night to the what do you call it? Union Station. It's our train station. Now, back in the 1800s, Denver had a very extensive. Look at all the people over here. It's insane. That's the DCPA. We had an extensive rail system back in the 1890s. There were trolleys on every street. There were streetcars. There was a massive interurban system. And we ripped the whole thing out in the 1930s for buses. And over the last 20 to 30 years, we've reinvested and taken back all the right-of-ways all over town and have this light rail system back in place. And once again, Union Station is back in vogue as our main hub of transportation for downtown Denver. So it's got a lot of cool lights and stuff. We're going to check it out. You're not going to miss it, guys. It's insane down here tonight. Here's the Thirsty Lion Gastropub and Grill. A short walk from Denver's Union Station. Here is one of many plaques through downtown that trace the history of our rail heritage. As you can see here, maybe there are some rails that represent where one of the old trolley tracks ran back in the day. Public bikes are everywhere. It's just amazing. Scooters, bikes, and whatnot. But here we are, guys. Denver's Union Station. And we got a big, beautiful Christmas tree. Lots of people getting their pictures. Some heat lamps out front. And the gorgeous facade lit up in red and green. Famous sign there. This is a Denver landmark. Travel by train. Okay, here's a close-up look at the tree with the star up top. And again, looking over at the facade. Also inside the renovated facility is the Crawford Hotel, but let's go ahead and walk right in and check it out. Again, a historic landmark here. We got a historic marker right here. Union Station, 1880-1914, placed on the National Register of Historic Places. And this, you guys, is so awesome. Just walking right through here. True history. And that line out front represents the 105th meridian, and it is marked out front. We just walked over it, but there's like a metal line in the ground that represents where that meridian goes through. And here it is, you guys, Denver's Union Station, once sitting derelict for decades as rail traffic disappeared in this country, now back to life again as a hip place to eat, to hang out, and yes, to travel. Let's take a look around. We've got a bar, of course, and it's a very happening bar, but we are just kind of peeking around the corner here. It is loud. It is loud. I've got the microphone up close because it's super loud. Up here is a restaurant, one of many. Taking a step to the side here, we come to the Amtrak office. For those of you not in the United States, Amtrak was this quasi-government organization, took over the passenger rail service in the United States in the late 70s, early 80s. And that is still to this day, really the only way to get around in terms of transportation by train. Let's see what we got here. This is really cool. This beautiful cup. Moffett Road, the gateway through the Rockies. That's a story for another day. We got the Moffett Tunnel, and a lot of history attached to this name in town here. Up here's kind of a cool display. We've got different trains, BNSF trains on display, which is really cool. Little ATM. Some really cool signs, artwork hanging up. As we go down through this area here, check that out, that is so cool. As we go down through this tunnel here on the side, you see a lot of artwork related to the history of this place and Denver in general. You got the baggage check-in, again for Amtrak here. Kind of peek back through there. Some more pictures of Denver. And another restaurant or bar down here. And another cool piece of artwork. Let's go back to the main terminal. Still wait for your train in one of these booths, which is not too unlike what this place used to be like. Even got the train information. Let's see if there's anything coming or going. Looks like not. Amtrak obviously does still service this, but the light rail system is sort of the primary customer these days. So there's a lot of light rail traffic. Here's the back side of the front facade. As you can see, we've got Christmas decorations all the way around. That's called the terminal bar we were just in. Here's another Christmas tree. And there is a line of a lot of people crammed in there trying to get into the bar right now. Out here, it's kind of like an airport terminal. You got places to plug in, recharge, hang out. There's little kiosks. There's a pizza kiosk. You can get some flowers if you're so inclined. Who would have guessed? And over here is the front desk to the hotel. There is a big fancy hotel in here as well. I love the decor. Like, look at this. Steamer trunks and stuff. It definitely retains that classic vibe. Down another tunnel here, we got bookstores and other things to look at. Okay, so we've come out the other side here. And as you progress this way, this is the back side of the station. Now, if you go down here, there's a bus concourse underground. So the buses will come in on that lower level, and the trains come in on this upper level right here. Back in the day, the train tracks, so you can see kind of orientation-wise, I'm looking right at the back of the building here. So the trains would come that way, all the way through, and out that way. Nowadays, it's only one-sided. They come in from the right, and the tracks terminate there on the left. And if you want to buy a ticket, you could do so right here. There's the end of the line, like I was saying. 2 tracks on this side. And we got a couple of trains down there. Let's see if I can get a closer shot of that. There's also another set of tracks across the concourse there. And if I point the camera down here, about 3 blocks down there is what they consider the train stop for the light rail system, which is kind of ridiculous because it's blocks away from the actual Union Station. So you can take a rural train in to that stop and then walk 2 blocks over here. Here is the literal end of the line for tracks 1 and 2, and boy, I would hate to see a train hitting that fast enough to actually need it. It's amazing. Anyway, we're going to try and walk down there to where that train is down there. Okay, it looks like there is a train approaching in the distance, and I got up to this train. We're going to take a look at it. I'm trying to decide if that one is coming. Yes, it is. It is coming towards us. I'm going to try and get a better shot, and then we'll look at this empty train right here. These are part of what we call the A-line trains. It's a separate train system that actually goes out to the airport. But let's try and get a shot of this one coming up. Here we go. Probably arriving from the airport. These are powered electrically with overhead power lines. And they are awesome locomotives. Well, I don't know if you consider it a locomotive. Train. Super cool. Really neat. And here is what they look like up close and personal. You can see right in the cockpit here. You can see their controls. It's kind of dark. And then over here you can see somebody there. Okay. Kind of what it looks like on the inside there. It's pretty much like a bus. It's not like luxurious. But it's cool to see rail transportation being used, you know. We'll look up inside there. See what the seats look like, all that good stuff. I think it's just cool that we're using this for actual transportation and not just excursion service. Cool, let's take one more look at the depot. Okay guys, so out front again, they have these really cool sort of murals, plaques that tell the story and the history. That's what the original one looked like before it burned down. Just super cool, you guys. I'd love to spend more time down here just reading all of the details here. Like I said, it goes back to the 1880s. So much history. So much history. And then tilting up again, we've got the Crawford Hotel and then magnificent Union Station, travel by train. And that's going to do it for tonight's episode of Record-ology Vlogmas. Thank you guys so much for being there. Can't believe we only have 5 more days of this left. But that was super cool. It's cold downtown. It's crazy busy. And time to hop back in the car, navigate our way outside. But it's been super cool. I hope you enjoyed that. That's something unique, something neat to see. Definitely an integral part of Denver history. Maybe I should be putting the camera like this. Hopefully something that you've never seen before, something that was interesting, you guys. Thank you so much for being there. And we will see you tomorrow on yet another episode of Vlogmas. See you then.